The White Castle is a dice-based action drafting and worker placement game released in 2023 and designed by Isra C. and Shay S. with art by Joan Guardier. The goal is to infiltrate the famous Himeji Castle in 18th century Japan, not with the aim of assassination, but to gain influence and prominence among the court of the daimyo Sakai Tarazumi. To set up, place the main board in the middle of the table. Shuffle the steward and diplomat cards separately and place one card face up on each of the color-matched spaces, putting the remainder of the decks face down on the board. Place one random daimyo card on the top level. Place a random but unique die tile in the 3 spaces marked with a diamond, then place the remaining die tiles onto the numbered spaces in order, making sure every room has at least 2 different colors in it. For the well spaces, place these tiles die side down. Put the bridges in the river space. You can play without them, but why would you? Take a number of dice of each color equal to the player count plus 1 and roll them. Place the dice in the matching colored bridge in ascending order from left to right, lowest on the lantern space and highest in the far right space, with any others in the middle. Place a random plant garden and stone garden card under each bridge, orientated to match the board art. Place 4 random training yard tiles in the indicated spaces, flipped to match the space's color. Each player chooses an available color and takes the corresponding player board, clan workers, resource tracker cubes, fan token, influence marker, and heron token. Place the workers and tracker cubes in the spaces on the player board and the fan, influence, and heron tokens in the upper left section of the main board. A number of starting resource and action cards equal to the player count plus 1 are placed out face up. In reverse turn order, each player chooses one pair of cards, gains the resources shown on the orange card, placing it face down in the lantern area of their board, and putting the action card face up on their card space. Place the round marker on the first base of the round track and put the coins and daimyo seals within reach of all players. First player is chosen randomly. In the White Castle, players are leaders of minor clans in the Edo period of Japan vying for position in the court of the White Heron. To secure their clan's future, they will play politics, train warriors, and even tend to the gardens. The game is played over 3 rounds, during which each player will take 3 turns. On a player's turn, they simply choose one die from the bridges, place it in a dice action area, and then apply the effect of that space. The die they select must be from either end of the bridge, and the lower die value will offer a bonus lantern effect. Multiple dice can be placed in the same space, stacked on top of each other, but if the value on top is lower, the difference must be paid in coins. There are 4 main locations to place dice: the castle, outside the walls, the well, and a player's own domain board. In the castle, dice placed must match a die tile color for that room, and the dice placed in the domain board have a specific row for each color. Outside the walls and the well, you can use any die color. Placing dice will collect resources as well as allow the active player to perform 1 or more actions. The main goal of the actions is to place clan members onto locations in and around the castle, unlocking access to additional resources as well as positioning yourself for endgame scoring. Placing the workers requires spending resources but can also chain into additional actions and or resources. Once there are only 3 dice remaining on the bridges, the round ends, turn order is adjusted, all dice are re-rolled, and a new round starts. At the end of the 3rd round, the game ends and the scores are totaled. Gardeners gain points from the cards they are placed on, warriors gain points based on their locations as well as how many courtiers are inside the castle, and the courtiers gain points based on how far they have advanced into the castle. Whoever has the most points wins. Ties are broken by whoever is earlier in turn order. Symbols, symbols, symbols. Modern games, especially middle to heavyweight Euros, love their symbols. A major element in learning a new game of this ilk is deciphering the symbology and getting comfortable with their nuances. I'd make a Robert Langdon joke here, but I've never read Dan Brown. That's not too niche, is it? Wait, I've lost the plot again. Or did I ever really have it? My point is, pictures tell the story. Some games strive for language independence, making it possible for anyone to play, regardless of literacy or native tongue. As long as you can identify that this image means collect wood, and that image means detonate the warhead, and never the two should you confuse, you'll be fine. Did I mean to go all in on gardeners while my opponents ruled the court and the training grounds? Probably not, but at least the expansion includes tea and a green bridge. It's the little things, you know? I'm always game.